Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to another Code Peterson tutorial with some more GB Studio tutorials. This is based off of a request we had asking, is there a way when we're creating a platformer where we can make the controls not feel quite so loose and out of control? So we're going to look at some features that GB Studio 4.2.2 has that can help us out with that. Let's begin by looking at where we are in this progress of this demonstration. If you've been following along for a while, you know that we created our sprites using a sprite for this, and then we created our background. And then in our last tutorial, we showed how to import those in. So if you're new to this, you might want to check out some of those previous tutorials of mine where we're using our little public domain Steamboat Willie Mickey Mouse on here. And then we even set up our basic platform settings on here where we have objects we can land on and jump through and all of that. So that, again, check out those previous videos if you're interested in any of those. Now with this, you'll see Mickey kind of like I move and then I let go, and it's like Mickey's still kind of skating on ice or something like that. And the jumps are kind of floaty a little bit. It doesn't really give you a lot of control in there. And so it can be a little difficult when you're trying to navigate a controller if you are trying to figure out how these controls are supposed to work. So the first thing I want to do is fix the actual animation of Mickey. When I'm moving on here like this, it's kind of a slow movement. So if I have this selected out here just in the blank area, if I click out there and it asks me what is going to be the movement speed and the animation speed, I actually am going to start with switching the animation speed to 6, which is going to be 15 frames per second. If I save that, and now if I run this program, Mickey's got a little more lively movement when running and jumping around. Now it still does look like we're skating a little bit when we let go. But as far as the actual animation, I think that looks better. And it's more like a mouse scurrying about. I'm not going to change the movement speed on this because there are other things we can do, which are found in this drop-down menu if we go up to settings. And then in here, all sorts of settings. If it's your first time in here, don't be overwhelmed with it, but we can just go down to platformer, and this is the only area that we are really worried about right now. So to start with, I'm going to set my walk velocity on here down to 1.5. Now, depending on the size of your level and what you're trying to do, you might change these a little bit depending on what you're trying to do. But obviously your walk velocity is going to be how fast that your character is able to move. All right, then here we have walk acceleration. If you're ever like, I don't know what some of these features are, if you hover over them, they will actually tell you with the little text clue there of what you're changing or what attributes change with that. So on here now, if I want to go to walk acceleration, this is like how long it takes you to go from 0 to max speed. So on this one, I am going to actually change this up all the way to the very top. So I'm going to click and drag that to 0.19. All right, and then if we go to the minimum velocity and I select that, is we can bring that to 0 all the way to the left. All right, up here we have acceleration while turning. I'm going to have that be 0.19. And then when we go here to deceleration, or how long it takes you to slow down, I'm going to bring that all the way over to the maximum level on right. So this is how we're able to control our player while walking. We can save it and play this and look how much different this is. So now when I let go, you can probably kind of hear how I'm pressing the keys on my keyboard. So you can see and hear how much faster it is for that character to be changing. When I let go, almost immediately it stops. And this is already looking a lot better. The next things we have on here is our gravity and our fall velocity and air deceleration. I like to change these as I'm working with the jump control. So if I go down here to where it says enable feature jump, and we have our jump button and we have jump velocity, I don't want my character to jump quite as high as what it was jumping there. I don't want him to be able to go from the ground up to the air so easily. So I will switch this one down maybe to 1.5 for the jump velocity. And then on here we have our jump hold velocity. I'm going to keep that at 0. For the jump hold frames, I'm going to bring this up to like 12. So when you look at this, it says the number of frames apply hold velocity while holding down the jump button. So on this, it allows you some more precise control for your jumping height through multiple frames. All right, so we'll add that there to give us a little more control. And then for the gravity while holding, this is going to be maybe at about 0.15 to allow us a little bit more control while we're landing to add more precision with our platforming. This level we created is pretty easy, but there might be some others where you have smaller points that you want to land your character on. And then jump boost for movement, we're going to keep that down to 0. Now this, if we're working with something like with Mega Man, for example, you're going to keep that at 0. But if you're creating something like Super Mario Brothers where you want Mario to jump higher when running, then that might be something that you add a boost from the movement from there. And we're going to just see what that looks like on here for now. So here's Mickey and jumping, and you'll see that is a little too floaty. I like the height of the jump because then, you know, you have to have a little more skill to make it over these. And he can't, it is possible for him to jump on there, so maybe you would want it to be a little less than that. But this gives you an idea, and then also when you make future levels, you kind of know how far to make those gaps between your platforms on there. But I do want it to where Mickey is landing faster, not like kind of jumping in outer space or anything like that. So for that, we're going to go back up here to the top. And when we find our gravity on here, this is where we want to kind of play around with this. So I'm going to, right now we're at gravity at 0.44. So what if we up this to like let's try 0.5 and see what that does for us. Okay, that's a little bit better. You'll see when I jump, it's a faster jump. When I hold jump, we do have a little more float there. And that's just so it goes down a little bit when we're falling so we can land a little easier. But I might increase that gravity just a little bit more. So what if we go on here and try 0.6? Try this now. I do like that a little bit better. So we can fast jump there. And if we hold it, it sustains the height of that a little bit more. And that does have kind of a nice feeling to it there. We have our maximum fall velocity. So for this, I might lower this a little bit because we did slow down our character a little bit. So I might say like, take this down to 4. And then our air deceleration, I'm going to bring this up to 0.19. So that way, when our character's moving in the air, if we let go of the controls, there's not so much of a floating in the air left or right. You'll see on here, we have this falling animation state. I don't have a separate animation for when the character is falling. It's just the same when they're jumping. But if you made a separate sprite or a separate animation state, so your character looks different when falling, you could select that in here. I'm going to leave air movement control on, so that way when the character is in the air, we can control left and right with that. And I do want to have face towards input in air, so that way when my character is in the air, if I'm jumping to the right, I still have the ability to turn to the left while in the air. And then also on here, if we look at this run style, I am going to allow my character to run. That might be something that you remove from yours. So on here then, to tighten that up a little bit, for the run style, I'm going to go instant. So that way it's just a little tighter feeling. Whenever I press B and I'm moving, we're instantly running. And then I'm going to change that run velocity to not be 2.5, because up here my walk velocity is 1.5. I don't want there to be a huge difference between the two. So I'm going to go with a run velocity of 2 on here. Let's check this out now and see where we're at. All right, so our character is able to move. We have a good fall speed to it. If I just tap it on there, you can control the height of that. But if you hold it, we do have a little bit of range on there for it, which I think that works good. And here's moving, and then here's sprinting. So you can get an idea for that on there as well. Now, one thing when I'm moving on here, if I press jump a little too late, I'm already caught on that animation on there, and the character can fall down. So like when it goes there, especially, you don't have a lot of margin for error on there. So if we scroll down a little bit further, then we can find enable feature coyote time. And I have a whole tutorial for this also on my channel if you want to look at this a little bit more in depth. But if I have this selected and I have the coyote time frames, this is the number of frames that jumping is still allowed after walking off the platform. So right now it's for 2 frames. So I might switch this up to 6 frames. And then here where it says jump buffer frames, this is the number of frames to buffer jump input just before landing. So if you push jump right before landing and you do it a little bit too early, this gives you a little leeway to there where it'll remember that you press jump and it'll push jump just in time. So we don't want to put this one too high up there. So maybe just like somewhere between 3 and 5, but I wouldn't go, probably in my case, more than 3 on this. And then you can see on here, you can enable double jump. And if you select that, you can change how many times you want to double jump and what's the velocity going to be of that. The same with wall jump. And with those two, I also have tutorials for that on my channel too. So for more in depth, be sure to check those out. For this demonstration on here, we are not going to activate those. All right, now let's push play here and start. So now we're going. So you can kind of hear where I'm pressing it a little early. And if I do it just right, it'll jump even when I let go of that. And then here when I go off the edges, you can see there, You can jump off the edge a little bit too late, but if you go too late, you're already down on the edge. You can play with those features, and with that, make a pretty responsive game that gives you some greater degree of control, where it doesn't feel like your player is floating around and just skating on slick surfaces. Let me know what you think on that. In our next tutorial, what I think we'll start doing is maybe looking at jump through surfaces and also climbing ladders to add that in there. And then we'll kind of see where these take us from there. Obviously, any feedback that you give in the comments section or suggestions, we'll try to add those in as we continue building this game. So thank you for watching. Appreciate your time, and I hope we catch you on our next video on here.